Tune into the Green and Growing program on Eagle Community Television with Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Agent. Holly will identify common lawn and garden issues and provide up-to-date information weekdays at noon and 9 p.m. on Channel 14. Green and Growing. Brought to you by Eagle Community Television and Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40 next to the Bickle-Schmidt Sports Complex.
If you have junipers, cedars, or spruce trees, you might be on the lookout for a very common pest in our area, and that's the bagworm. Now, bagworms are little caterpillars that actually start to hatch from their eggs around the end of May, and this is the time of year when they're really actively starting to feed. And how a bagworm operates is it feeds on the foliage, and then it creates this little bag or this little house around itself as it feeds, and it continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, I said that they start to hatch around the end of May, and so right now they should be actively feeding. I've been looking on this tree behind me here, and I'm not seeing any actively feeding at this time, but I am seeing several large bags. And if you see those bags, you know that those are from last year, if you see them at this time of year. And this time of year, those large bags are of no concern. They most likely they're empty, they're squishy. Those are old, dried up ones from last year, and so not a concern. But if you have had problems with them in the past, this is the time of year, right now in June, to go ahead and treat for them. Usually they start hatching, like I said, at the end of May, but they continue to hatch throughout the month of June. And so if you wait till about the end of June, very first part of July, to treat, you will likely kill most of them because they are still small, and you'll have better success. Whereas if you had a huge problem with them last year and you just treated once, let's say at the first part of June, and then you didn't treat again, there might be others that are hatching in the meantime and becoming an issue later in the summer. Now, if we get to the point of the summer where you're finding active bagworms feeding on your junipers, and they are about an inch or an inch and a half long, treating at that point will not be as useful or as effective, I should say, because they are protected by that bag that they're enclosed in. And so any insecticides that you spray will hit that bag and not actually hit the insect itself. So you want to make sure and catch them when they're tiny, which once again, that's usually right now, about the end of June, early part of July for best control. When you're treating for bagworms, there are many, many different products out there on the market that you can choose from. And so you just need to look for bagworms on the label, but some common examples might be acephate or orthene, malathion, bifenthrin. There are many different ones out there on the market. Permethrin, any of those labeled for caterpillars or bagworms would be effective. You want to make sure, however, that you don't just spray the outside foliage. You want to get deep into the tree. As you can see, those little bags that are hanging are way inside of the foliage of this plant. And so you want to make sure and aim those chemicals inside and get thorough coverage of the entire tree or shrub for best control. If you have questions about bagworms or how to control other insects in your landscape, contact your local extension office for more information. Reporting for K-State Research and Extension and Eagle TV, I'm Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Extension Agent.
Tune into the Green and Growing program on Eagle Community Television with Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Agent. Holly will identify common lawn and garden issues and provide up-to-date information weekdays at noon and 9 p.m. on Channel 14. Green and Growing. Brought to you by Eagle Community Television and Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40 next to the Bickle-Schmidt Sports Complex.